Today we're going to convert numerical expressions into unit form as a mental strategy for multi-digit multiplication. Let's start by rounding these numbers and then multiplying. What are you going to round them to? 400 times 20 equals 8,000. How about if I asked you to do 12 times 3? How could you break that into use the commutative property to break that apart? Like you could do 10 times 3 plus 2 times 3, and that gives you 30 plus 6, which equals 36. You could also say it's 8 times 3 plus what times 3, and you know that your 8 and whatever this number is has to equal this 12. So this is going to be 4. So it's going to be 12. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 plus 12 is 36. It doesn't really matter how you break it apart using the commutative property. It's just important that when you break it apart, you keep all your pieces there. Okay, how about if I said 11 times 15 plus 5, you would say that that's 11 times 20, and you would get 220. How about if I had 41 minus 11 times 12? Now this is a good time for me to tell you that I can also have 41 minus 11 times 12 with the 12 right next to the bracket. And if the 12 is right next to the bracket, even though it doesn't have the multiplication sign, it's still, by having the bracket there, it tells you that you need to multiply that. We could also have a dot in there, and that would also mean multiplication. So the first thing I would do in this situation is I would get rid of the bracket, so I would subtract 41 minus 11, and I would get 30 times 12. And you might not know what 30 times 12 is, but you can do 30 times 12 is 3 times 12 is 36, and then you want 36 tens, so you need to move that into the tens place. How about if I have 75 plus 25 times 38? Solve that one for me, please. And then how about 20 times 2 plus 6 times 2? Well, if you got here without finishing those last two problems, put pause, go rewind a little bit, and write those problems down and solve them. Here's your next problem. Jason earned $39 raking leaves. His brother Dayan earned 7 times as much waiting tables. Write a numerical expression to show Dayan's earnings. How much money did Dayan earn? So first I want you to make a tape. And then I want you to solve. Do that now. Push pause, I'm going to move on. Okay, 8 times 31. What does the expression mean when I designate 31 as the unit? You might say that it's 31 8 times, or you could have said 8 times as much as 31. How about if I designate 8 as the unit? So if 8's the unit, then you have 8 31 times, or you have 31 times as much as 8. Does our choice of unit change the product of these two factors? Why not? What property allows for this? Should have said the commutative. We should have said commutative property, which is the any order property. It says the order of the factors doesn't matter, and the product will remain the same. So let's designate 8 as the unit. When we designate 8 as the unit, we're going to have 8 times 31. Let's go to change. So I have 8 times 31. I have 8. I'm going to keep repeating 8, and I'm going to have a total of how many here? 31. So I find it easier to solve a simpler problem, and if I do this with 8s again, but if I go to 30, do you know what 8 times 30 is? So you know that 30 times 8 is 24 tens, so 240, and I need how many more 8s? That's right, plus one more 8. So 248 is the answer. 31 times 8 is... That's right, 248. How about if I say 8 times 29? Again, I can draw my tape to show 29 eighths. And then I'm going to actually solve for 30, because I can get I can do 30 in my head, and I know that it's 24 tens, so 240. Well, how many extras did I solve for? 1. So I need to subtract 8. When I subtract 8, I come up with 232. And the work on that is 240 minus 8. I want to take away 8 ones, and I don't have them, so I need to unbundle these and bring over 10 more. That's going to give me 2, 3, 2. You guys should have the unbundling by now. Now, could have I taken my 8 times 29, could have I said that that was... So if this is 29, Could I also go 20 and then 9 more? Of course I could. It's about, oops, there I go, writing stuff randomly. It's about making these two numbers add up to that one, or subtract up to that one, like just a second ago we did 30, and then we took away 1, so that took us to 29. Okay, now do 49 times 20. Dry your tape. You have 49 of them. You can break it into 40. How many more will I need here? 9. 40 times 20 is equal to 800. And to that you're going to add 9 times 20 and together that's going to be 980. Could have you done 50 times 20, which is equal to 1,000, and then subtracted 20? Yep. Okay. 101 times 12. And 12 times 98. Solve both of those using a tape and make it as simple as possible for yourself.